I declare this congregation of the University of Sussex open. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you formally to this graduation ceremony. A warm welcome to our honoured guests, friends of the university, and to our faculty members and those representing the professional services here at Sussex. But my warmest welcome is to you, our graduands, and your families and friends, and also to those who couldn't make it here in person and may be catching this via live video stream. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. If you're watching in the middle of the night, hey, nice pajamas. It's a beautiful day here in Brighton. The sun is out, the beaches are full, just like it is for the other 364 days of the year. Now, Sussex University was founded on modern, outward-looking principles, a forum that encouraged unconventional approaches to problem solving and embraces concepts and experiences from different backgrounds, cultures, and belief systems, realizing that invention and innovation doesn't ally itself with any color or creed. Utilizing these principles, students from Sussex have gone on to high achievement in the arts. In fact, this last year, two alumni, Jolyon Rubinstein and Hayden Prowse, won BAFTAs for their BBC comedy The Revolution Will Be Televised. Also achievements in politics, commerce and science all around the world. And so in that light, we're particularly proud to be welcoming graduands representing over 85 different nations at these ceremonies. But back to you and today. Today marks a watershed in your life story so far. The volume marked the academic years. Some of you will be going on to further academic study, but for the majority, the conclusion of this ceremony will bring to a close your formal education. A story that began all those years ago on that first day of nursery or kindergarten, as you cried with confusion as your parents abandoned you, and they pretended to cry and went home and had a party. Through all those years of early school where you brought home your art, splodges of misshapen paint with bits of glitter and cotton wool that your family treated like it was a Jackson Pollock and stuck to the kitchen wall. And over the years, you continue to bring home these pastel abominations, and it's safe to say that your families treated all of them as a load of Pollocks. Then came the joy of the teenage years, growing bones, hormones, sarcastic tones, mobile phones, and then there came the pressure of all those exams that would determine your future. Partying too hard, drinking too much, not enough sleep, relationships, rejection, confusion, and then came Sussex. Gentle study, juice bars, chess clubs, knitting classes, and the occasional ice cream on the beach. I suppose what I'm trying to highlight here is the momentous journey that you've been on. I know many of you would have had to deal with plenty of challenges to get here, dealing with financial debt, loss of loved ones, illness, juggling personal responsibilities, and yet you prevailed. You did it. You're still here. And we're still here too. Although these continue to be uncertain, austere times, Sussex looks forward to dealing with the challenges of remaining competitive, relevant, and appropriate on the world academic map. In this last year, a survey in the Daily Telegraph found that Sussex students are the most likely to be thinking and working on their future careers early in their studies. Sussex scientists have launched the B app so we can better understand and reverse the trend of their demise. And Sussex academics have developed the Mappiness app to build up a map of where and when people are at their happiest. For me, it was the Caribbean, 2001, but since I'm married now, I can't say any more than that legally. Now, you're probably thinking, please, can you stop talking now, and can we get on to the Vice-Chancellor's address and the ceremony? All we want to do is to get across the stage without losing our hats, tripping over and landing in the lap of someone in the front row. What a choice of laps you have here today. It's like the touring version of Les Miserables. Les Miserables 2, a little more miserable. But on a technical note, there's one thing I do have to say to you, graduands. You haven't actually got your degrees yet, and you getting one may just depend on how much love you show me when you come up here to get your degree. Is that clear? No love, no degree. Family and friends, just a note to you as well. We encourage you to whoop, applaud, make some noise, and generally embarrass your loved ones as they come up here. You had it for long enough from them, it's time to give it back. Graduands, this is a celebration, so feel free to express who you are when you come up here within the bounds of common decency and legality, of course. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor to address the congregation.
Chancellor, Madam Mayor, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Not a good start, Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Much better. Thank you, thank you. Well, it's a real pleasure to add my welcome to this summer graduation ceremony. Graduation is a highlight of the academic year, and a time when we on stage and family and friends in the auditorium can truly indulge in your success. Although graduation has its formal aspects, you may have noticed that we've made a little bit of an effort to dress up for the occasion. It's also a time to relax, have fun, and as the Chancellor said, do all you possibly can to embarrass your loved ones as they walk, run, dance, trip, strut across the stage. Before we get into the main business of the day, I thought I should just say something about the university. Sussex has had a very good year, despite having to tussle, like all universities, with the massive changes that are occurring in response to the present government's approach to the funding of higher education. Despite this, Sussex has grown in size during the last 3 years by about approximately 1,000 students a year. The university continues to be a very popular destination for UK, EU, and overseas students. And it's not surprising, therefore, that we are graduating more students at these summer ceremonies than ever before. Well over 2,500 of you during the next few days. Many nations will be represented, and there will be a wide spectrum of ages. I'm told the youngest is 19, and the oldest is 77. Formal education is now something that extends across at least 6 of Shakespeare's 7 ages of man. We're currently preparing the university's next strategic plan, which will guide our development during the next 5 years. We believe strongly that the university should continue to grow in a sustainable way, a view endorsed by our Senate and Council. Why do we think this is right? For me, there are 3 main reasons. Firstly, we believe that the Sussex experience is still distinctive, and we want more students to share that experience with us. But as our student numbers increase, our academic faculty, our lecturers and professors, our teachers and researchers will also grow. For example, in the last 5 years, we have recruited more than 50 additional new professors and promoted a similar number of our own academics to become professors in the university. This will support our ambition to expand the university's research capability and ensure that we continue to compete in the global research community and be certain that we keep our place in the world's top 100 universities. Finally, being larger, we gain benefits of scale, which includes financial resilience. This has never been more important in this economically uncertain world. We've had a busy year. We've continued to celebrate our 50th anniversary, which officially ended a year ago, but we've had events overseas, in the US, in China, and in Hong Kong. We've raised more than 3/4 of our 50 million 50th anniversary campaign target and continue to invest heavily in our campus estate. I'd like to tell you more about some of our other successes during the past year, but one of the things I've learned since coming to Sussex is that people seem to like me better the less I speak. So we put together a short film which illustrates some of the highlights of the year. Special thanks to Rob Reed and Carrie Peru and our communications team who were responsible for the video. Thank you all. Sussex continues to strive to improve its position in national and international league tables, and we're delighted that we remain in the top 20 for our teaching, as assessed by you, our students, in the National Student Survey. This was confirmed by the recent review by the Quality Assurance Agency, which we passed with flying colours. Thanks to both students and staff who were responsible for ensuring this excellent outcome. In parallel with the growth in students and academic faculty, we are continuing to develop the campus to a quality that we believe will provide an unparalleled experience for our students and staff. At the beginning of the year, we opened the new Jubilee Building, a new home for business management, economics and SPRU. We're refurbishing our theatre complex to create the new Attenborough Centre for Creative Arts, and giving another of our newer buildings, the Freeman Building, a serious makeover to provide a new home for our rapidly growing School of Law, Politics and Sociology. Both buildings will reopen next year in 2014. But we're not finished yet. We're planning to renew the Science Estate and planning more student residential accommodation so that we can ensure in the future that students will have high quality, affordable accommodation on campus. We're developing an investment plan for the campus of more than 200 million over the next 5 to 8 years. But there are some significant challenges ahead. We're all too aware of the heavy financial pressures faced by our students today, and very concerned that these pressures are only going to increase in the future. And I'm particularly concerned about the funding of master's programs and postgraduate research. We've created additional scholarships for Sussex graduates. The Sussex Graduate Scholarships are available to all Sussex graduates who achieve a first or a 2-1 in their undergraduate honours degree and wish to proceed directly to full-time postgraduate taught study at Sussex. In addition, we've created over 100 Chancellor's Master's scholarships for UK or EU nationals who receive a first from a UK university. These initiatives, which are in addition to our international scholarships, are designed to show that Sussex, as a world-leading research-intensive university, is committed to retaining and attracting highly qualified and motivated postgraduate students, irrespective of their background. We're particularly proud of our first-generation scholars scheme that supports more than 1,000 students each year who come from families that have never had someone who has benefited from a university education. Many of us are still concerned that incoming students from overseas are regarded as immigrants by the Home Office, and that the visa application process remains excessively bureaucratic and is acting as a major disincentive to potential applicants. We continue to make the case to the Home Office and the UKBA that our international students are not immigrants. We welcome you as valued guests. Indeed, paying guests. You make a vital intellectual contribution to our university, and through your presence, create a global community on campus. After graduation, we believe you are our best ambassadors when you return home to your own country. And now a few words for our new graduates. You, our students, are the heart of the university. Without you, quite simply, the university would not exist. Sussex has always strived to create a learning and research environment that encourages independent thought, which hopefully allows you to leave Sussex with more questions than answers. And finally, a few words to families and friends. Firstly, can I join the Chancellor in thanking you for the support that you have given your sons and daughters, your partners, your spouses, and in some cases your parents and other family members during the time at Sussex, for it has helped to make today a reality. Many of you will have made great sacrifices to help your loved ones get to this point today. The university fully recognises the important role that you have played and offers you our sincere thanks. I hope that your experiences at Sussex have extended way beyond the limits of your degree, and that they will have gone some way to prepare you for the future. Knowing the current challenges that recent graduates have in getting appropriate graduate-level jobs, we've invested heavily in our careers and employability services, including a leadership accelerator program. There are early signs that this investment is beginning to pay off, with more Sussex graduates getting jobs last year than the previous year. We're fully aware of the financial sacrifice that you make to get here today, but remember, in those darker, gloomier moments, that the evidence is clear. UK graduates, in the long run, are happier, healthier, and indeed wealthier than their peers who did not have a university experience. I hope also that you will be able to take our values, such as freedom, tolerance, equality, social responsibility, and honesty, forward into the next stage of your life. I would ask you to remember the multinational community that you have created here at Sussex and build on those experiences as you go out in the wider world. Sadly, we still live in a world where poverty, catastrophe, and conflict abound. We all have the responsibility to play our part to promote societal change. And I look to you and your Sussex experience to go out in the world and really make a difference. As you think about the new life that will begin to unfold when you leave the ceremony today, I would ask you to keep some time and space in your heart for Sussex. Remember, you will always be part of the Sussex family. And it is likely that we will need you in the future more than you will need the university. You will, of course, be joining an illustrious group of alumni, many of whom have made major contribution to the worlds of politics, government, academia, the creative industries, business, international development, and so on. You name it, and you will find Sussex graduates worldwide changing lives, making an impact. Our alumni relations team will make sure we stay in contact wherever you might be in the future. For those families here today with previous generations of Sussex alumni as members, please call by at our alumni desk and say hello. Finally, let me take this opportunity to say again how proud of you we are and offer you our sincere congratulations. I wish all of you every good fortune for the future and hope that your experience at Sussex has gone some way to prepare you for the next stage of your life. My very best wishes to you all. I call upon the head of the School of Engineering and Informatics, Professor Diane Miners.
Chancellor, I will now present to you the graduates from the School of Engineering and Informatics. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Music Informatics, Daniel Card. Antti Solomau-Leon. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Automotive Engineering, James Cox. James Duku. Also awarded the Institution of Mechanical Engineers Frederick Barnes Walden Prize, Tsi Liang. Simon Linwood. Joshua Rush. Jisjo Thalakutor Joes. For electrical and electronic engineering, Abdullah Al-Nihimi. Ali Al-Youssef. James Archer. Sunman Shan. Tobias Glath. James Gray. Sarah Jean-Baptiste. Gloria Naind. Ibiku Okunwa. Arishpur Yazdan Pana Karami. Georgios Zafaronopoulos. For electronic engineering, Matthew Ashley. Filippo Blasi Foglietti. Kaviraj Rukumra. Harry Savvy. Oliver Sitford. For mechanical engineering, Ali Al-Radi. Samuel Brown. Henry Crouch. Adedimoa Egbiaimi. Mohammed El Jaishi. David Garcet Bennett. Adibo Wale Bakinro. Ali Gias. Alexos Othon Grigorades. Ali Habibi. Isha Ja'ala. Tariq Kaladi. Temilola Macaulay. Siddhant Mohan. James Morley. Abiolai Onkoi. Sophie Pashinska. James Randall. Ichen Song. Benjamin Sutton. Evangelios Zandiidis. Lawrence Yates. Xingnan Xiang. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Yermik Abrahamov. Louis Abertan. Kasim Ahmed. Mohammed Al-Hawaye. Ahmed Al-Sigar. Christopher Andrew. Owen Cox. Christopher Donnelly. Christopher Evans. Christopher Green. Thomas Greening. Matthew Hill Andrews. Matthew Jenkins. Christopher Lau. Daniel Lee. Azim Nizamoglu. James O'Hara. Rowan Pellegrin. Ansel Pohl. Samuel Richards. Eleanor Shakeshaft. David Sheldrick. Benjamin Watts. Christopher Wheatley. For Computing and Artificial Intelligence, also awarded the British Computer Society Prize for the Best Computer Science or IT Final Year Projects, James Green. Well done. Thank you. Okay. Mark Purser. For Games and Multimedia Environments, GAME, Simon Baker. James Bedson. Rowan Mohamo. Ashley Kerr. Alexander Leach. Grigory Trivanov. For Information Technology for E-Commerce, Salaman Al-Hamidi. Abdullah Al-Tuwairi. Sophie Risch. For Multimedia and Digital Systems, James Baxter. Joshua Cordell. Rob Leggett. For Music Informatics, also awarded the Brandwatch Prize for the Best Artificial Intelligence or Music Informatics Final Year Project, Robert Dawson. Well done. Keith Green. For Product Design, Georgia Barrett. Benjamin Beagley. Simon Castle. Yamar Dion. Zheng Fan. Tala Jirala. Demosthenes Kastouris. Yurli. Wen Maluki. Also awarded the Engineering and Design Prize for the most outstanding product design student, Scott Mile. James Morgan. Irena Petrovic. Aaron Pronger. Max Reynard. Benjamin Wilkins. For product design with a sandwichier, William Brett Atkin. Poppy Dorans. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Automotive Engineering, Jai Campbell Brennan. Well done. Matthew Hamer. Good drive. Evan Thomas. Well done. Kevin Wright. Ashley Yo. Well done, Ashley. For electrical and electronic engineering, Alistair Beddoe. Danny Betts. Also awarded the Brian Roberts Prize for the Best MEng graduate and the Institution of Engineering and Technology Award for the Most Outstanding Student, James Birchall. Well done, James. Mustafa Moradar at Easyday. Stavros Tasios. Davis Wanderer Jr. For Electronic and Communications Engineering, Jake Shepherd. For Mechanical Engineering, Callum Barnes. Christopher Daly. Adam Fairburn. Michael Katsaris. Emmanuel Manos Lagarianis. Tom Lucken. Matthew Mamana. Adam McCormick. Simon Palmer. Ashwin Prasad. Also awarded the Engineering and Product Design Prize for an outstanding performance in Year 4, James Waterhouse. Well done. Richard Wolford. For the degree of Master of Science in Information Technology with Business and Management, Chike Chukwa Emeka Chijena. Chancellor, I will now present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Wakas Hussain. Patrick Holroyd. Well done. Anna Jordanos. Konstantinos Kalogyanis. Louis Ponce Caspinera. Chancellor, this concludes the list of graduands from the School of Engineering and Informatics.
I call Diane Miners, head of the School of Engineering and Informatics, to present Adrian Newey.
Chancellor, it is said in Formula One racing that an average driver can become a world champion in a good car, but a good driver in an average car cannot. That is the belief of the man standing before you, Adrian Newey, an engineer and chief technical officer of Red Bull Racing. And who could disagree? Red Bull is top of the constructors' table, with Mercedes languishing in second place. So what is it that makes Adrian more valuable than the best driver and recognised as the greatest racing car designer of our age? Let's just have a look at what a racing car is. Yes, it contains a very powerful engine, driving 4 wheels to carry a driver around a complex circuit. But one of Adrian's race cars weighs less than a light aircraft by at least 160 kilograms, or about 25 stone, and travels 3 times the takeoff speed. It is therefore with great foresight that someone who from the age of 6 knew he wanted to be a motor racing engineer enrolls on an aeronautical engineering degree. Aeronautics, of course, being the science or practice of building or flying aircraft. And then takes a final year undergraduate project on the ground effect aerodynamics on racing cars, making Adrian one of the only few people in the industry with an education in both the theory and application of the science of aerodynamics. Or less precisely, how to keep the cars on the ground with optimal traction where on a straight or a bend. Others have had initial success. Although Adrian's systematic application of his knowledge was ahead of everyone else, even from his first appointment, and it continues to be so. And we need look no further than last weekend's winning position at the German Grand Prix. With currently 9 constructors' titles to his name, with 3 different teams, Williams, McLaren and Red Bull, it must be concluded that the key to each team's success has been the designer, Adrian Newey. And it is that which makes Adrian more valuable than the best driver and the greatest racing car designer of our age. It is as an epitome of a professional engineer through the elegant application of complex engineering principles to multi-million-pound products which both contribute significantly to the UK economy and inspire the next generation of engineers and designers that, Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Adrian Newey.
By the authority of the Senate and the Council of University, it gives me great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Science honoris causa. Many congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you today. I think graduating from university is always a fantastic achievement. You now have work ahead to look forward to. Now, the Chancellor asked me to pass on things that I've learned that could be useful, that I found useful, I should say, through my career. And, of course, being an engineer, I came up with a list of bullet points. 3 bullet points, to be precise. The first one is focus. When you start at work, particularly if you're starting a large company, there'll be a lot going on around you. And it's very easy to get distracted, forget what you're trying to do yourself. My advice would be try to stay focused on the job in hand, make sure that you deliver that properly, and get on with it. But this gets on to my next point, which is to be inquisitive and to be open. Obviously, contradictory on the face of it. One of the skills will be to try and blend those two together, maintaining your focus, and at the same time being conscious of what's going on around you and learning from it. We live in a world of technology. You only have to walk down the street to see it, whether it's in the garage, at home, at the airport. And that can obviously be a source of inspiration. Certainly, many people ask me, where do I get my inspiration from? And really, it's a blend of that focus and being inquisitive. If you can combine those two together, then you can use the focus to really delve into what you're doing in the inquisitiveness to borrow from. Which leads me to my third and final point, objectivity. Often, it's easy to come up with the ideas. The real trick is deciding which are the good ideas and which ones should be shelved. And that means standing back, being objective, criticising your own work. Quite often I use what I would call the 24-hour rule. So I look at something I've come up with, put it to one side for 24 hours, come back, look at it from all angles. Is it still a good idea? But really, I guess the thing is, get out there, work it out for yourselves. Work can be really good fun, very satisfying. Follow your heart, do what you enjoy if you possibly can, and good luck to all of you. Thank you.
I call upon the head of the School of Psychology, Professor Pete Clifton.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates from the School of Psychology. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Emily Adams. Laura Gidehan. Francesca Alves dos Reis. Dori Nankra. Harissa Asadi. Larissa Barnett. Also awarded the Stuart Sutherland Prize for an outstanding third-year project, Molly Berenhouse. Camille Besant. Hannah Blunden. Catherine Boy. James Breeze. Laura Buchan. Jessica Byrne. Rosalind Biles. Natasha Cacciapaglia. Rachel Caldecott. Connor Camisa. Sophie Campbell. Katie Caserta. Amber Chaffee. Abby Chalcroft. Patrick Coates. Georgia Cowley. Emma Craig. Hannah Dark. Francesca Davis. Katie Dawes. Charlotte Dawes. Paul Deakin. Megan Den. Megan Dillon. Valentina Dix. Imogen Doherty. Isabel Dolling. Amy Doubleton. Jenny Dunbar. Jack Dutton. Rosa Eldred. Charlotte Ellis. Shannon Ellis. Sophie Ellis. Sasha Ellis Pridgeon. Rupert Faraway. Maria Fyodorou. Jade Marita Finnegan. Also awarded the Mike Scaife Prize for the Best Third-Year Project in the area of cognition, learning and innovative technology, Zoe Flagg. Holly Fleming. Catherine Fletcher. Emma Fredman. Jessica Fromant. Hannah Gibbs. Hannah Glazier. Helena Gleeson. Esther Goodwin Brown. Amy Gower. Bramble Graham. Sophia Green. Charlotte Gregory. Abigail Grigg. Fanchia Grinham. Alicia Hagedorn. Sophie Hancock. Emma Heron. Leonora Hitchcock. Peter Howarth. Natalie Howells. Sophie Hutton. Fatea Jabuni. Justine Jacobs. Tom Jaston. Bethany Jolly. Alicia Jones. Emma Jones. Aaron Candola, Simone Kelly, Francesca Kent, Martha Kyogue, William Kerr, Louise Kidd, Anastasia Kralia, Amy Lane, Ashley Lakhani, Estella Leach, Rosemary Leslie, Kezia Lewis, Sasha Lidsey Watson, Ananefali Lyris Lagos, Ashley Maciejewska, Gabriella Marquette Smith, Kerry Marshall, Sarah McCarthy, Abigail McKay, Molly MacArthur Miller, Natasha McKeeman, Abigail Mercer, Seymour Millen, Victoria Miller, Jenny Monk, Colette Mooney, Jennifer Moore, Catherine Morris, Lauren Mountain, Florence Molam, Elaine Malarkey, Zara Nabavi, Francoise Nigan-Lee, Rosie Nurse, Ella Nuttall, Saoirse O'Dowd, Jenny Ogilvie, Amy Owen, Holly Patton, Jack Pearce, Georgia Pert, also awarded the Tony Gale Memorial Prize from the British Psychological Society's Wessex branch for the best third-year project, Samantha Pendleton. Amy Perry, Lucy Phillips, Alexandra Reed, Louisa Reynolds, Michaela Riddle, Catherine Roach, Joshua Roberts, Alexandra Robertson, Emily Robinson, Corinne Ryder, Ayla Savaskan, Helen Scrace, also awarded the British Psychological Society Undergraduate Award for Best Overall Degree Performance, Tina Seabrook. Gregory Seaman, Geraldine Shanahan, Thomas Shalan, Anna Cecilia, Eve Simmons, Emily Sims, Nico Singh, Shaila Soni, Sarah Suisi, Yingbo Sun, Ho Tang, Hannah Taylor, Sophie Taylor-Kamara, Mark Thelwall, Henry Thomas, Jenny Thorne, Alice Townsend, Elizabeth Vittoria, Sophie Wakefield, Melissa Walpole, Benjamin Wetherall, Rachel Whaley, Lucy-Anne Wilkinson, Jasmine Williamson, Catherine Wilson, Danielle Waldman, Rachel Wood, Francesca Woodman, Carly Wright, Christina Wu, for psychology with cognitive science, Merrick de la Fuente. For psychology with neuroscience, Lauren Asher. Charlotte Buckley. James Day. Adam Lillicrap. Fenella Pod. Alex Rodgalvis. Rosemary Samphar. Marie Schreiter. Anna Swap. For psychology with sociology, Louise Barber. Catherine O'Connor. Charlotte Thomas. Bernadette Westwood. For the postgraduate diploma in psychological therapy, Mercy Chihuahua. Julie Doherty. Stephen Fagan. Stephen Oliver. For the degree of Master of Science in Cognitive Neuroscience, Mike Fitzgerald. For Foundations in Clinical Psychology and Mental Health, Miriam Teal. Chancellor, I will now present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Gary Britton. Suzanne Dash. Matthew Easterbrook. Natalie Gould. Nikki Luke. Andrew Mealer. Simon Nilsson. Eleanor O. Rebecca Semmons-Wheeler. Linda Tipp. Anne-Marie van Frugen. Chancellor, this concludes the list of graduates from the School of Psychology.
I call upon Dr. Peter Holmes, Reader in Economics, to present Zhang Xing.
Chancellor, it's a huge privilege for me to present Zhang Xin. I first came across her in 1989 when she was one of the most active members of the Chinese student political movement on campus. In 1990, she was then a student of mine and we became friends. It was obvious at the time that she was a quite remarkable person who would go on to do remarkable things, but I had no idea what. Could have been anything. She was just, at one level, she was just a very bright, lively student. At another level, she had the most extraordinary knowledge of and interests in economic development, art, music, politics, literature, everything. It's almost impossible to convey the scale of her achievements without sounding ridiculously over the top. But her company, of which she's chief executive and her husband is chairman, is one of the largest real estate developers in China. They've got 16 building complexes, and that just means like a small city in Beijing, 12 in Shanghai. This year, she was listed as number 21 richest person in China. Among the 50th most powerful woman in the world. Forbes magazine ranked her and her husband as the 15th most powerful couple in the world. It is amazing. On top of that, she is a patron of the arts and an active philanthropist. But also, as I found in 2006 when I met her, and again today, she's essentially the same person as she was in the 1980s, which is quite remarkable. Same delightful, charming, fascinating individual. She has strong views about how society should run and a belief in Baha'i faith. She was born in 1965 in Beijing during the Cultural Revolution. She was a Red Guard as a small child. And I can remember, very few people I think perhaps do remember, that from our point of view, looking from the outside, and probably from the inside, China in those days was like North Korea is today. It was just another world. But after the Cultural Revolution, when things settled down, she returned from the countryside to Beijing, where her mother took up work again as a translator and journalist. When she was 14, she and her mother left for Hong Kong, where she worked in a factory. And she eventually made her way to England, where she managed to fund herself to study economics and development studies here at Sussex in the School of African and Asian Studies. You could tell then that she was somebody special, but not because she was the sort of person who was making her first million or writing her first novel or appearing in her first film when she was a student. She was a young person doing the things a young person does with zest and fire, just doing them amazingly. She travelled around Europe before going on to do a master's at Cambridge in economics. Though she'd been very active here in the campus demonstrations over the events in Tiananmen Square, and of course we have the Egyptian parallel to give you an idea of what that was like, but it was probably worse then. She got the message when she was Cambridge that people who had been active in student politics here were welcome to go back to China, and she eventually made her way back. Not before doing a summer job, reading and writing the news for the BBC World Service. She'd worked, whilst as a student, as a temp in a lot of international banks in London. When she finally graduated from Cambridge, everybody wanted to hire her. She took a job in Hong Kong with Barings, and then went to Goldman Sachs, but then moved on to manage a $750 million investment fund privatizing the Chinese energy sector, when $750 million was still a lot of money. I asked at that point, wasn't it a bit ironic for a former Red Guard to be supporting privatization? She said, well, not really. She was simply doing what she felt was best for China. Different times meant different things. Not long after that, she met her husband, Pan Shuyi, who was just starting off in property development. He'd conceived the idea of creating a holiday resort on the tropical island of Hainan at a time when few people realized that China had a huge tourist potential. They got married. They established Soho China, a property development company, starting off focusing on small offices with phone and internet facilities that the new then emerging generation of Chinese business people might be able to set up their home and office in. But the construction projects became more and more architecturally ambitious. She employed internationally renowned architects for landmark buildings in Beijing and Shanghai. She hired some of Asia's finest architects to construct a complex called the Commune by the Great Wall, 12 remarkable villas now run as a boutique hotel. Her buildings have been admired all over the world. In 2002, she was awarded the Silver Lion Prize by the Venice Biennale, as a patron of architecture, the first time such an award had ever gone to a non-architect. She's hired the British Iraqi woman architect Zaha Hadid to build the award-winning Galaxy Soho complex in Beijing. A friend of mine was in Beijing a couple of weeks ago, said it stands out as different from all the other buildings in Beijing. She and her husband have done more than most Chinese business people to address China's social problems, though. They've set up the Soho China Foundation, targeting education and equality in China. And they were among a very select number of Chinese business people who went to a dinner hosted by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett to promote philanthropy in China. Recently, she became chairwoman of the non-profit organization Teach for China, which supplies talented young teachers to impoverished rural areas. Now, property developers everywhere are viewed with some suspicion by social critics, but she is one of the first people to recognize China's current social problems. She's a very outspoken social commentator. She gives lots of reviews to the press all over the world. She has a following of 6 million people on Weibo, the Chinese equivalent of Twitter, and she comments on economics, government policy, and architecture. In 2010, she said to Forbes magazine, "Having gone through 15 years of participating in the market economy, I'm also the one who is most aware of its own shortfalls. If you just let the market run by itself, it has only one direction, which is chasing profit. I think that with the financial crisis, this is a moment for all of us to reflect and think." Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Zhang Xin.
By the authority of the Senate and the Council of University, it gives me great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Many congratulations.
Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, graduates, dear friends, it is truly an honor to be standing here today to return to Sussex, where I spent the most formative years of my adult life, to accept this honorary Doctor of Laws. It is also quite a privilege to share in this celebration with all of you graduating today, in the company of your family, friends, lecturers, professors, as you all embark on the next step in your life journeys. Unlike most of you graduating today, it is my second time receiving a degree from Sussex. The last time I stood here was more than 20 years ago. Having the opportunity to return to Sussex on this special occasion brings back so many dear memories. As the mother of 2 growing sons, I find myself telling my children that university is not about technical learning, but about cultivation of our intellectual faculties. It is a place for meeting people who inspired our curiosity. It is one of the greatest gifts that Sussex gave me. My time at Sussex was a wonderful life experience, from the inspirational people I met to the distinctive atmosphere on campus. I simply loved my time on campus. One of the best aspects of my time in Sussex was the small tutorial groups, which allowed the students and lecturers to work very closely. Our university years are the years when we're most impressionable, and it is within this environment, within this very exclusive space, where our minds are incubated and allowed to exercise excitement for reading, the delight in engaging with our lecturers, sharing our ideas with our peers. In my time, I was so fortunate to study with exceptional lecturers who profoundly impacted me, shaping my worldviews and values. When I met the late Gordon White of IDS, he was already confined to his wheelchair, but none of the obstacles he faced reduced his positive views of life. He had broad interest in music, drama, research, and the world. He was an absolute inspiration to me. And Dr. Peter Holmes was my tutor in international economics relations. His exceptional open-minded nature helped me a great deal to explore my intellect. I genuinely valued his encouragement. And since then, it has been a pleasure to maintain a lasting, lifelong friendship. Both Peter and Gordon were two examples of the people I met at Sussex, who instilled in me intellectual curiosity, idealism, and the importance of giving back to the world. I believe that these are the most important values I took away from Sussex, and they're most certainly the values that carried me forth until this very day. I came from China in a time when our country was closed off from the world and deprived of the world-class education. I came from being a factory worker in Hong Kong, performing repetitive work on the assembly lines. Here at Sussex, I had the opportunity to blossom into an intellectually inspired young woman who would later go on to Cambridge, to Wall Street, and later to return to China to start my own enterprise. I hope that, like me, you would all look back on your years at Sussex as an exceptional period that enriched your lives. Now, 20 years ahead of many of you sitting here, I can confidently confess that it is the place that cultivated me, inspired me, encouraged me to follow my deepest instinct and to become the person that I am today. For this, I am truly grateful. Thank you for this tremendous honor, which I deeply cherish. Thank you.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates who were unable to graduate with their schools of study. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Economics and Management Studies, Aisha Hamadi. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Product Design, Richard Ogodeton. Chancellor, this is the moment when you can take just 1 or 2 moments to decide whether you've had sufficient nerve during this ceremony.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was it good or?
Oh, it was more than good.
Chancellor, you have now met all of the graduates being presented to you at this ceremony, and the moment has come for the formal conferral of the degrees of the University of Sussex. I therefore ask you to confirm their degrees on those presented to you and to the other graduates who have indicated their wish to graduate in absentia at this ceremony.
I formally confer degrees upon all those mentioned by the Vice-Chancellor. Congratulations, everybody. Well done. Well, that was by far the best ceremony I have ever attended this morning or this afternoon. Best one today, by a mile. Congratulations to everybody, including our honoris causas, and thank you for your wise words. Well done, family and friends. Some of you were truly, truly embarrassing, and for that you have my undying respect. But you know what? They've been there with you all the way, and they're with you here today. So big hand for the families and friends. I mean, I haven't quite finished yet. There's a little bit more to go. But I just wanted to say, well done to the signers. Do you have to sign what I'm saying now? I think signers are really sexy. What are you doing later? I'm tempted to say something in Punjabi now, but I know that would just be downright unfair. So as your time here at Sussex draws to a close, we hope that you will keep us in your thoughts and minds and remain connected to us as alumni. There are those present here today that have been associated with your success, that look upon these days with great fondness and great pride. So please show your appreciation for your teachers, tutors, and staff. Whatever your next step may be, employment, further study, or time out, I wish you the very best. In closing the ceremony, the Chancellor of a university is supposed to say something inspiring or impart some wisdom. And since I find myself neither inspiring or wise, you're all going to be getting out of here a lot quicker than you thought. However, we have rented the room for a few more minutes, so I might as well share some thoughts with you. This is just stuff that I've been thinking about recently, so I apologize if they come across a bit simplistic. The good ones that I might mention are shamelessly stolen from other people. But recently, I was filming recently, and this was a conversation that we were having on set, but I got to thinking about what makes a hero. And the dictionary definition is someone who's admired for having courageous or noble qualities. And traditionally, you know, if you look at it classically, it's always someone who does something extraordinary. There's military feats, the person who rushes into a burning building to save someone, test pilots, astronauts, doctors working in the midst of war, etc., etc. I'm sure you can find your own examples. And the image that has always come to my mind is of the young man with the shopping bags on his way home that stood in front of the tanks at Tiananmen Square in 1989. An ordinary guy who spontaneously did something that many of us just wouldn't be capable of. But the one thing that all the aforementioned had in common, those heroes, was they made choices. They took responsibility for those decisions that we then defined as heroic. But then I thought, well, you know, what if you're not in the military, or you're not a doctor and you never pass a burning building, or, you know, find yourself in front of a tank? Does that mean you can never be a hero? Not everyone is meant to do those things. Not everyone is meant to be an Alexander the Great, or a Gandhi, or a Nelson Mandela, or Mother Teresa, or whoever. So I thought, well, classic heroism then isn't just a matter of the right person, but it's the right circumstance and the right time. That's got to be the formula. And I thought about all those billions of people who just get up and go to work and raise families in a quiet, constant way. And they make choices. Choices that can and do affect all of us. And some of those decisions turn out well, and some of them don't. But whatever the outcome, they're still there, ready to make another choice. They constantly come off the rails, but bloody hell, they get back on every time. They survive. And aren't they the right people for their circumstance and their time? The one common factor amongst all the classic heroes and the ordinary people that I just mentioned is that they all make and take responsibility for their decisions. They're bold enough to make the choices in whatever circumstances they're given. And to me, that's heroic. I firmly believe that we are the sum total of our choices, that what defines us is always, always what we do next, not what just happened to us. And if you choose to do nothing, then at least make that an active choice. Don't be a child of fate, someone to whom just things happen, a slave to other people's preferences. And I thought I would never be afraid to make mistakes. Just make sure each mistake is a new one. As Thomas Edison said, I've failed my way to success. And when I read that, I kind of thought, what is success? For some people, it's making lots of money. For others, it's doing altruistic work, fame, raising a family, achieving contentedness, work-life balance. Yours may be all of those things or none of the above. I don't have a problem with any of the above. I think they're all perfectly valid as aims or targets. And I find successful people, admirable. I really, really admire them. They inspire me when they have the added element of compassion. This is just me. I mean, they may be rich, famous, poor, unsung, innocent, cynical, but they all express their humanity. And when they express their humanity towards me in thought, word, or deed, either instinctively or because they've worked at it, and I'm not talking about simply just being nice, but generous of spirit, that really kind of inspires me. They make the effort to empathize, to listen, to give, and not for adulation or respect, but because they're simply expressing who they are as much of the time as they possibly can. Maya Angelou, the great American poet, said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel." And maybe then, that's the whole achievable point of being here. To connect and to try and understand others and thereby understand oneself. To show your humanity to one other person and therefore, by doing that, showing it to the universe. And that, to me, in a word, makes you matter. Life is unpredictable. You have to roll with it, move with the flow of the water rather than spending your life fighting against it, and accept that unpredictable isn't simply a byword for bad. Like Jiangxi, I have a history with Sussex as well. Sussex was my first choice when I applied to universities, and I didn't get in. Apparently, my grades weren't good enough. So I took my business elsewhere, scraped through my degree, worked in jobs that I wasn't happy in, changed careers, and waited till all those who were responsible for me not getting in at Sussex had either retired, been deported, were in prison, or were just plain dead, and I got back in as Chancellor. So my point is, life is really unpredictable. Never waste an experience. If you're not enjoying something, then what are you learning from it? And if you're not enjoying it and not learning from it, then why are you doing it? Stop, do something else. There's a story that I really like about two mice that fell into a bowl of cream and couldn't get out. And one mouse decided that it's just impossible and gives up and drowns. And the other mouse struggles and struggles and tries and struggles and thrashes around and splashes around until he churned the cream into butter and he just stepped out of it. Sometimes the struggle is the solution. Finally, remember to have your 5 veg or fruit per day. This includes tinned stuff, raw and cooked, but the slice of lemon in your gin and tonic doesn't count. Sorry. Listen, you all made choices to get here. You made choices in completing your courses. You made the choice to succeed, thus bearing out David Bowie's line that we can be heroes, even for just one day. You're all amazing creative people, and all you have to do now is to realize that and create that with every decision you now make. As this chapter in your life journey closes, allow me to welcome you to the first day of the rest of your life. I leave you with a quote from Albert Camus. "When you have once seen the glow of happiness on the face of a beloved person, you know that a man can have no vocation but to awaken that light on the faces surrounding him. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. Be creative, dream big, be passionate, never, never, never give up. I wish you all happiness and good fortune in everything you do. I officially declare this graduation closed.